Cross-docking. It is a practice in logistics of unloading semi-material trucks from an incoming semi-trailer truck or railroad car and loading these materials directly into outbound trucks, trailers, or rail cars with little or no storage between. It is a distribution system in which merchandise received at the warehouse or distribution center is not put away, but instead it is readied for shipment to retail stores. Cross-docking requires a close synchronization of all inbound and outbound shipment movements, and by eliminating the put away, storage, and selection operations, it can significantly reduce the distribution costs. So, cross-docking is a logistics procedure where products from a supplier or manufacturing plant are distributed directly to a customer or retail chain with marginal or no handling or storage time. Cross-docking takes place in a distribution docking terminal, usually consisting of trucks or dock doors on two sides with minimum storage space. So it looks something like this. So this is the cross-docking distribution center or cross-docking distribution docking terminal, where usually it consists of trucks and dock doors on two sides with minimum storage space. So here you can see there is not enough space. It's like minimum space for storage, and from both these sides, one side it is for inbound suppliers where the goods are unloaded, they are screened, sorted, and they are reloaded to the outbound customers. So this is how the process of cross-docking takes place. The name cross-docking explains the process of receiving the products through an inbound dock and then transferring them across the dock to the outbound transportation dock. Therefore, cross-docking is something which is used as means to improve the supply chain performance. To understand how things exactly work in cross-docking is like the materials received from the supplier are unloaded at the warehouse and then moved further in the supply chain with or without performing any value addition operation. During cross-docking, materials are not stored or stored for a very less time period at the warehouse. The most common value addition activity performed at the cross-docking location of the warehouse is repacking of materials in small boxes. For instance, the warehouse may receive materials in bulk from another location in a big truckload. At the cross-docking location of the warehouse, the bulk quantity is repacked in small boxes and it is loaded on small transportation units for transportation to another location, which could be a customer or a retail store. So if we break down this procedure stepwise, then it will be then step 1 will be receiving the materials in the warehouse through inbound delivery document. Second step will be moving the material to a packing or loading place through a transfer order, and third step will be loading the material through an outbound delivery document on the transport unit leaving the warehouse. The entire idea or the approach for cross-docking is to accept the products at the receiving dock, where it is moved directly to the shipping dock. In this case, the products are not put into the storage area, so material handling and storage expenses can be saved. Outbound trailers serves as extensions of the distribution center where cross-docking is chosen. More space will be allocated to the storage area. A broad definition or the concept of cross-docking is the transfer of goods and materials from an inbound carrier without goods or products actually entering the warehouse or being put away into storage. Thus, the products cross the docks, receiving the dock area to the shipping dock area. An example of cross-docking is Walmart. Walmart uses cross-docking to reduce its overall inventory costs. Products from different suppliers are exchanged at the depot between trucks so that each truck going to a retail store has products from different suppliers. Walmart also uses retail stores to exchange surplus and shortage items. Logistic network and transportations play a vital role at Walmart. This is to improve the matching of supply and demand as to keep the costs low. Now, once the concept of cross-docking is clear and how it works is understood by you, let us study different types of cross-docking. These are different types of cross-docking. So, first is manufacturing cross-docking. This procedure involves the receiving of purchased and inbound products that are required by manufacturing. The warehouse may receive the products and prepare sub-assemblies for the production orders. Next is distributor cross-docking. In this process, it consolidates inbound products from different vendors into a mixed product palette, which is delivered to the customer when the final item is received. For example, computer part distributors can source their components from various vendors and combine them into one shipment for the customer. Third is transportation cross-docking. This operation combines shipments from number of different carriers in less than truckload and small package industries to gain economies of scale. In retail cross-docking process, it involves the receipt of products from multiple vendors and sorting onto outbound trucks for a number of retail stores. Now, this particular method, or rather this particular type of retail cross-docking was used by Walmart back in 1980s. They would procure two types of products. Items they sell each day, which they refer to as staple stock, and large quantity products which is purchased once and sold by the stores and not usually stocked again. The second type of procurement is called direct freight, and Walmart minimizes warehouse costs in direct freight by using cross-docking and keeping it in the warehouse for as little time as possible. And the last type of cross-docking is opportunistic cross-docking. This can be used in any warehouse, transferring a product directly from goods receiving dock to the outbound shipping dock to meet a known demand, that is customer sales order. The advantages of cross-docking can be reduction in labor costs, as the products no longer requires picking and put away in the warehouse. So when I speak of put away is referred to as an internal logistic process from receipt of goods up to when it is stocked in its final destination within a warehouse. This process includes inspection, break bulk, determining the appropriate destination, preparing the destination location, transporting the items, and physical stock them in an area where it is used to be dispatched. So the process of the put away includes removing the material from the dock or any other location of receipt, transporting the materials to a storage area, placing that material in a staging area, and then moving it to a specific location and recording the movement and identification of the location where the material has been placed. So that is referred to as the put away process, which is again an important logistic process. Moving back to the advantages of cross docking. Yes, so by the use of cross docking, the labor costs are reduced. Why? Because the products are no longer required to be picked and put away in the warehouse. It reduces the time it reduces that the product needs to reach the customer. Reduction in the need for warehouse space, as there is no requirement for storage of the products. Then it also saves transportation costs. Transportation has fuller loads for each trip, therefore a saving in transportation costs will also being more environmental friendly. And then products are moved quickly through a cross dock, as there is elimination of processes such as pick location and order picking. Therefore the product also moves quickly in the supply chain. So those were some of the advantages of cross docking. Let us see the limitations that are involved in the process of cross docking. So setting up the cross docking terminal structures would take a long time and a huge capital investment to start with. Also, much management attention, time and planning is necessary to make it work effectively. A sufficient number of transportation carriers are necessary for cross-docking terminals to run smoothly. Therefore, it is mainly dependent on trucking, and some suppliers would not be able to deliver customer-ready products to the cross-docking terminal, and the organization has to have a reliance that their suppliers will deliver the right product in its right amount to the cross-docking terminal on time, which doesn't leave too much room for error. So that was the whole concept of cross-docking. Let us move to the next concept of marshalling. Marshalling is defined as bringing goods for dispatch at a dockyard or a shipyard, which is referred to as marshalling area, and it is where goods are brought under a single order and are inspected for defects. So that's the idea behind marshalling, that goods are first brought to a marshalling yard or marshalling area, sorted out according to a plan and dispatched through another means of transports like goods train. As I said, in marshalling area they are kept to be identified and checked either by officer in charge of this area or by a designated quality control inspector or by the user's representative. These goods are examined to see that they follow the rules that are laid down in the order form. This is especially important for goods which have been ordered for a particular reason rather than for general stock, and also for the goods which are subjected directly to users without being entered into a usual stock records and which are rarely obtained. Sometimes users ask to check their own items at this stage before they are accepted into the stock. Then next concept is of containerization. Containerization is a system of intermodal, that is different modes of transportation, freight transport using shipping containers. So containerization is a shipment method in which commodities are placed in containers, and after these containers have standardized dimensions. So when the commodities are placed in these containers, and after initial loading, the commodities per se are not rehandled in the shipment until they are unloaded at the destination. That is, once the containers are loaded with goods, they are transported by the means of container carriers. I hope all the concepts that we studied today are clear to you. Cross-docking, where the products are accepted at the receiving dock. It is moved directly to the shipment dock. In this case, products are not put into the storage area but directly moved to the outbound logistics, either to their customers or retail chains. Next, we studied the concept of put away, which is an internal logistic process from receipt of goods up to when it is stocked in its final destination within a warehouse. The concept of marshalling, where the goods are brought under a single order and are inspected for defects. And the last concept is of containerization, which is a shipment method in which commodities are placed in containers and they are not rehandled in shipment until they are unloaded at the destination.